All right, so get this. We're diving deep today into a Skyrim playthrough, where just saying the word dragon unleashes absolute chaos.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about Doug's YouTube video. It's called Skyrim, but if I say dragon, then 10 dragons spawn.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it's a wild ride.
Sounds like it.
Basically, Doug created a mod that spawns creatures based on the words he speaks out loud while playing.
I see. So it's like a voice-activated chaos mod.
Exactly.
That's really creative, actually.
And the challenge is, can he complete the Wobajack quest with all these verbal traps set by his viewers?
So the viewers are in on it, too.
Oh, yeah, they're actively trying to make him say those trigger words.
Oh, that adds a whole other level of difficulty.
It does, and it's hilarious to watch.
I can imagine. So what words are we talking about here?
Well, dragon, of course, is a big one,
Obviously, yeah.
but there's also bear and cheese, even bandit.
Okay, so even basic gameplay words become a problem.
Exactly. I mean, how do you even have a conversation with an NPC without accidentally summoning a bear?
Right. It's like he's playing a completely different game.
It really is. And it's impressive to see how Doug adapts to these restrictions.
So tell me more about how this whole setup works.
Well, from what I gathered from the video, it seems like he's using some custom Skyrim mod combined with voice command software.
I see. So essentially he's programmed the game to react to his every word.
Yeah, and it's not just about playing the game anymore, it's about mastering your vocabulary.
That's really fascinating.
Yeah.
It really turns the whole concept of a Let's Play on its head.
It does, and you can tell he put a lot of thought into it.
And you mentioned the viewers are involved?
Oh yeah, they're a huge part of the challenge.
I bet they're having a field day with this.
They are. The transcript shows them coming up with all sorts of clever ways to trip him up.
So like what kind of things are they doing?
Well, at first it's pretty basic, throwing out words like woof and geese.
Oh, right. Because he might have to describe something in the game using those words.
Exactly. Like, oh, look, a flock of geese. Boom, 10 geese appear out of nowhere.
I bet that happened more than once.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic.
But I imagine they got more creative as the game went on.
They did. They started sneaking words into donation messages like, hey, Doug, love your stream. What's your favorite G Fuel flavor?
Oh, sneaky. So they're trying to get him to repeat the word feel to spawn Falmer.
You got it. And it works. He falls for it a few times.
Oh, man. That's devious. So it's like a constant battle of wits between him and the chat.
It is. And what's amazing is how he adapts. Like, at first, he's pretty relaxed, just having fun. But as the game goes on, he becomes super cautious. Like, you can almost see the gears turning in his head as he's reading every message.
So he starts questioning every compliment, every seemingly harmless question.
Yeah. He's like, wait, are you being genuine or are you just trying to make me spawn a troll?
I bet there were some hilarious moments of paranoia.
Oh, yeah, tons. Like this one time he accidentally says stream.
I see where this is going.
But the software mishears it as desperation. Oh, no.
And boom, he's surrounded by these creatures called ski bears.
Ski bears. I'm not familiar with those.
Yeah, they're from a mod, apparently.
Okay.
But the point is the word rat was in desperation.
Oh, wow. So even his mispronounced words can trigger spawns.
Exactly. That's when it really hit him that he has to be incredibly careful.
Yeah, the challenge just got a whole lot harder.
It did. But it's amazing to see how Doug doesn't give up. He keeps adapting, becoming more cautious, more deliberate with his word choices.
It shows a lot of resilience.
It does. And he even starts using the game's mechanics to his advantage. Like when he needs to get to solitude, but he doesn't have enough gold. Instead of risking a dangerous journey through the wilderness, he spends time farming cabbages outside Whiterun to earn money for the carriage.
That's smart, using the game's systems to avoid potential triggers.
Exactly. He's not just reacting to the chaos, he's thinking strategically, which I think is really impressive.
Absolutely. It adds a whole other layer to the challenge. It does. But of course, the viewers don't let up. They add Falmer and Rat to the list.
Oh man, those are common enemies.
I know. So even something as simple as walking to Whiterun becomes a high-stakes, linguistic tightrope walk.
I bet.
And what's funny is he puts on this smooth jazz music during this part.
Oh, that's great.
So you've got this peaceful music playing as he's meticulously avoiding any word that could unleash a horde of creatures. It's hilarious.
It's like this weird juxtaposition of calm and impending doom.
Exactly. You're just waiting for him to slip up.
Yeah, it sounds incredibly tense.
It is, but also really entertaining. You never know what's going to happen next.
That's the beauty of it, I guess. This unpredictability.
It is. And it speaks to the creativity of both Doug Doug and his viewers.
Absolutely. They're taking a familiar game and turning it into something completely new.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
And then you've got the Wabajack quest. Like, it's got to be prime time for the viewers to try and trip him up, right?
Oh, absolutely. You'd think that's where the real chaos would start.
Right? With the Wabajack being this unpredictable artifact, it just seems like the perfect opportunity to throw some wrenches in the works.
Totally. I mean, you're dealing with Shiagarat, the Daedric Prince of Madness. Anything could happen.
Exactly. And the viewers are probably just throwing every trigger word they can think of at him.
You'd think so, but here's the thing. The quest itself actually works in Doug's favor.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, the Wabajack quest dialogue is so strange and captivating, it almost drowns out the chat's attempts to distract him.
Ah, I see. So he's so focused on the quest itself that he's less susceptible to their tricks.
That's right. It's like he's in this weird play, and the viewers are trying to heckle him from the audience, but he's just so engrossed in the performance he barely notices.
That's a great analogy. So the quest dialogue is like a shield against the verbal traps.
Exactly. And it's not like the quest is easy either.
Right. He still has to complete the objectives, run around, fight enemies, all while avoiding those trigger words.
And this is where we see all that practice paying off. You know, after 4.5 hours of this, he's reached a point of, like, complete voice control.
Wow. So he's not just reacting anymore, he's anticipating, predicting, and expertly dodging every verbal trap.
It's amazing. He even talks about reaching a state of full control over his voice in the transcript.
That's really impressive. It's like he's rewired his brain to filter out distractions.
And to think it all started with him just wanting to play Skyrim.
It's a testament to his adaptability and focus.
Huh.
I mean, most people would have crumbled under that kind of pressure.
Absolutely. But he manages to not only survive, but thrive in that environment.
And it's not just about him, though, right? It's also about the relationship he has with his audience.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even though they're constantly trying to mess with him, you can tell they're also rooting for him.
Right. There's a real sense of camaraderie there. It's like they're all in on the joke together.
Exactly. It's like a weird kind of supportive sabotage.
That's a great way to put it. And I think it speaks to the evolving nature of entertainment in the digital age.
Absolutely. The lines between content creator and audience are becoming blurred. It's all about interaction and collaboration now.
And it makes the victory that much sweeter, right? Because it's not just an individual achievement, it's a collective one.
For sure, he wouldn't have been able to do it without the constant challenge from his viewers.
It's like they all went on this crazy journey together full of laughter, frustration, and ultimately triumph.
Speaking of triumph, even after completing the Wabajack quest, he still falls for one last hilarious word trap.
Oh, right, the alteration incident.
I know. He throws a party at the Blue Palace to celebrate, and boom, someone sneaks alteration into a donation message.
And of course, he spawns a bunch of alterations.
Yep, it's the perfect ending to this chaotic adventure.
It just goes to show, even when you think you've mastered the game, there's always room for one last surprise.
It's that unpredictability that keeps things interesting, right?
Absolutely. It's a testament to the dynamic nature of both video games and human interaction.
And it makes for one heck of an entertaining video.
I can only imagine. I'm definitely going to have to check this one out.
You should. It's definitely worth a watch. It's pretty inspiring to see how Doug and his viewers took this game and turned it into something so unique.
It really highlights the creativity you find in gaming communities.
Yeah, they're not just passively playing, they're actively finding ways to change the rules, make it their own.
And it's not just about individual creativity either. It's about working together, sharing those ideas with others.
Like the way Doug integrated his viewers into the challenge is a perfect example.
It turns a regular stream into this interactive experience where everyone's contributing.
And it's a trend we're seeing more and more online, like this blurring of the line between creator and audience.
Exactly. It's all about fostering a sense of community, making people feel like they're part of something bigger.
So for our listeners out there, next time you boot up your favorite game, maybe try thinking outside the box a little.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, how could you shake things up? What kind of crazy challenges could you create for yourself?
Right. Maybe a no-jumping run or a speed run with some ridiculous restrictions.
Or even a voice command challenge like Doug's. There are so many possibilities.
The point is, don't be afraid to experiment, to have fun, and see what happens.
But who knows, maybe you'll discover a whole new way to enjoy a game you thought you knew by heart.
Exactly. Or you might end up creating something truly unique and hilarious that others can enjoy too.
It's all about embracing the unexpected and having fun.
Absolutely. At its core, gaming's about connecting with others, exploring these incredible virtual worlds, and just having a blast.
And Doug's Skyrim challenge really captures that spirit.
It does. It's a reminder to be creative, to adapt, and to never underestimate the power of community.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to all our listeners out there, go experiment, have fun, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in your games. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We had a great time exploring Doug's crazy Skyrim challenge with you.